Hey everybody, it's Harry from Slap Your Daddy Barbecue, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love. I have a treat for you today. We're going to be cooking a tomahawk steak for the July 4th weekend. I want to show you guys what we have. We have a double ranch USDA prime tomahawk steak here from Steak Real Farms. It's been aged about 20 plus days and it's super tender, flavorful. We're gonna pair it with some of my barbecue rub. We're gonna use the Slap Your Daddy beef rub. Show you guys a little bit about the Lee and Perrin sauce. I have two sauces here with a little bit of a Max extra large briquettes in a Weber kettle. We're all set to go. First thing we put on is some Lee and Perrin's Worcestershire sauce, and I just want to show you the difference in the Worcestershire. This is the one from England, and this is the one from America. This one is made in Philadelphia, and it's not the same kind of Worcestershire. I've used both, and the one from America, it tastes different than the one from England. I'm going to use the one from England in this episode. I think that the English one tastes better. How would I describe the differences? The one from England is a little bit more umami flavor than the one from America. It's got a more savory flavor, a hint of sweetness. So both are good. If you cannot find the one from England, go ahead and use the one from America. It's fine, but I'm gonna, for the sake of this episode, I'm just gonna use the one from England, which I like. You can also use a Head Country marinade or any kind of Worcestershire that you like, but I'm going to use the one that is the original from the UK. People ask me, what's the difference between the two? So you can see it's much lighter. So let me show you the American one, which is a slightly different kind of formulation. I'm not sure why. See, it's a little bit darker compared to the one from the UK. See that? So the one from the UK is slightly lighter. Both are good. We're gonna let the Worcestershire soak into the meat, and we're gonna apply some of the dry products after that. We're gonna get the Worcestershire on both sides. Always make sure you shake the Worcestershire. And you can hear Mr. Beans barking in the background. He's calling with his buddies. We're gonna add a little tiny, maybe a half teaspoon of accent. And I already know, for those of you out there, you're gonna be saying that, Harry, that's MSG. Yes, it is MSG. But I'll leave a bonus clip at the end of the video as to what MSG is and why you really don't need to be afraid of it, because it's a naturally occurring flavor enhancer. I'm gonna use my Moolah beef rub. You can get it in my original, or you can get it the one in a partnership with Jealous Devil. I partnered with the folks at Jealous Devil to put out the same formula but in a different packaging, and this is meant for a distributorship channel. If you want to, go to a True Value Hardware, hopefully, and some of the other major stores, we're gonna try to get this into the major stores. You can still find my rub on my website and also on Amazon. Both are the same. You can use either one. It's all good. And apply a medium coat of rub. And since this is a very thick 2-inch steak, I'm gonna apply a little bit more. We're gonna let it sit for about an hour in the refrigerator to let the flavors melt. Pat it down. You never rub a rub, you always pat a rub down. And that Worcestershire has soaked into the meat, and the rub is now tacky, will be right on the surface. We'll let it sit in the refrigerator, get the salt to penetrate the meat. Flip it over, a little bit of accent on the other side. More rub, and of course Beans decides to bark. He seems to do that whenever I'm shooting a video, and he's like telling me that I expect to get fed, and he's letting me know who's the boss of the house. So I guess I decided to shoot this episode on my backyard, but it's a day that all the dogs in the neighborhood are barking, so go figure that, right? Now you can trim off some of this fat on the side of the fat cap here, but I don't. Just try to get some of the meat on the spinalis dorsi, which is the rib cap muscle. Get it all over the edge like so. And this is ready to rest in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to an hour to let the flavors penetrate. We're gonna smoke it using some of these Max extra large briquettes. Show you guys how to do a final sear to get a diamond grill mark so you have a professional looking steak, and baste it with some of the rosemary butter. All right, the coals are lit. It's taking about maybe 15 minutes. We're gonna separate it now. Gonna create a cool zone in the middle. It's been about an hour, and we're ready to smoke our steak now. We've let the steak rest in the refrigerator for about an hour for the flavors to combine. Ready to go. Heated up our pit. Let's give it a little brush before we start. I have a barbecue dragon spin grate here, so I can kind of flip things around to keep it in a cool zone and a warm zone. The regular stock kettle grates work just as well, but the spin grates do help from barbecue dragon. Okay, just right in the middle here. Shut the lid, let it smoke at about 300 degrees or so. You always want to make sure that when you have hot coals on the left and right and maintaining a cool zone in the middle, you want your vents to go right in the middle so you get a little bit of an airflow. Let's go find some wood now to chuck in there. Add a wood chunk. I have a piece of hickory, and we're going to add a piece of pecan on the other side, so we get a little bit of hickory and pecan action going. And ordinarily I would put the wood underneath the coals, but for just a steak it's okay. We're going to smoke it for probably about 45 minutes until we get the internal temperature to be about 110 degrees. And we're going to show you guys how to get some professional diamond grill marks on it with using the grill grates. It's been about 45 minutes, and we're going to get the steaks right there to be about 110 degrees. Let's do a check here. Okay, 116 is good. 117. Yeah, that's close enough. We can go sear it now and try to get it to the final temperature of 128, 130 degrees for a medium rare center. I reposition the two wings with the hot coals. I'm going to put it in the center. We're going to set our grill grate on it to heat it up to about 600 degrees to get a perfect sear. Let it heat up. We've heated up the grates, and we're getting about here. Yeah, we're getting close to about 600 degrees, which is pretty hot, and that's enough to sear. We're going to sear it about 90 seconds on each side. Let's put it on. Initially, we're going to put it at a 2 o'clock position, parallel to the grates, like so. Push it down. Get a nice char. Start the clock. Alright, we're 90 seconds later. We're gonna pick it up and put it at a 2 o'clock position. Push it down. Baste it with some butter. The rosemary that I got from the parking lot. After 90 seconds, we pick it up and put it at 10 o'clock position. Taste it some more. Alright, meat is rare right now. Running for 90 seconds. Alright, we're ready for the last flip. So just to recap, we started at 2 o'clock when we flipped at 2 o'clock. Then we flipped over to 10 o'clock, and the last flip will be at 10 o'clock. Beautiful diamond grill marks. little bit of butter. We're down to the final 2 minutes. The temperature check. 122, perfect. I want to get it to about 128-ish and let it rise. It's about 125, perfect. So we're gonna hit a 128 in about 2 minutes. It's gonna be a perfectly seared tomahawk steak. Time's up, and steak is gonna be absolutely gorgeous and perfect. The final baste. Temperature is perfect. Yep, 126. Going to rise all the way to about 130-ish. That's going to be absolutely perfect. 130 on this side here. You notice I'm poking, as a black belt tip, I'm poking in the black little marks here so that it doesn't show that there's a hole. So that's another black belt trick I want to show you guys. All right, it's about 128 to 133, so it's perfect. We're going to cover it with some foil and let it rest for a few minutes before we slice and enjoy. Now for the best part, we get to enjoy this tomahawk steak. The way you want to cut it is you want to remove the bone first, like so. Run your knife down side, like so, to remove the ribeye. So we're going to slice it right to the middle. And I'm going to cut a piece of the spinalis, which is this part here. Ribeye cap. A few slices of the ribeye cap. Okay, let me try a piece of the eye. Absolutely perfectly cooked here. Medium rare. Wow. You know, there's something magical about aged beef. And this is a prime grade from Snake River Farm, Double D Ranch. And it's got that kind of a mellow beef flavor. Super complex, super beefy. The rub penetrated the meat, and it's got the right amount of saltiness, a little bit of a char on the outside. Also a little bit of a smoke from the pecan and the hickory chunk. So absolutely wonderful eye. Let me get the second bite. Wow. Absolutely amazing. I wish you were here. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's try the ribeye cap, the spinalis dorsi. They had a rosemary butter with the rosemary herb brushed on top of the steak. Just gives it a slight hint of a floral note. Absolutely delicious. Look at that. Wow. Just absolutely beautiful beef flavor on the spinalis dorsi, the ribeye cap with a little bit of rosemary butter. So using compound butters in cooking steak is a well-honed trick. It gives the meat kind of a little slight herbal note. You can use many different kinds of herbs when you cook steak, but I find that just a simple rosemary seems to do well. I've tried using other herbs like thyme and sage and all. They don't quite have the floral note of the rosemary. So rosemary is great on steaks and great on chicken also. Enough for me now eating. Now let's see if Mr. Beans likes this prime tomahawk steak, and let's see if he wants to have a piece. I've cut a piece for Beans from the eye as well as the spinalis dorsi, and he's right here ready to go. Beans. So Beans, here's the tomahawk steak, and it's ready to go. Want to give it a shot? Here, go. Okay, he's going for the eye, followed by the rib cap. Super delish. I think he likes it. It's lucky dog. You got a chance to eat some prime tomahawk steaks today. Thanks for stopping by and watching my episode on my tomahawk steak. So please be safe, everybody. Until the next video, we will see ya. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you guys like this video, please consider patreon.com, Harry Soo.